Let's try this again. Hello, anybody, somebody, nobody, whoever may never see this. This is Seafood Alexander Faust, the Whiff. Come back at you with some more top 20 lists. There was like multiple technical difficulties. This is a shit show from the very beginning. Anyway, I'm gonna have a change. I just realized to my animated shows list, so I'll get to that. But before I do that, I'm just gonna do the animated movies. I think the only honorable mention I would include for animated movies would be Watership Down. I think I thought it was pretty good, along with oh god, Lem or Lin. There's a sad movie about a female duck who raises, or a goose that raises a duck, and then she ends up letting a fox mother kill her so it can feed its babies. It's super sad, very good, underrated. But that's not on here. So these are not in order, it's just films that have impacted me, that I thought were amazing films. Top 20 lists, let's go. So Spirited Away. Spirited Away, Studio Ghibli film, very beautiful, very good. I think it's like top 5 to 10 animated films of all time. At least it was until the last like 5 to 10 years. Like between Zootopia, Frozen, and Jujutsu Kaisen, Dragon Ball Super, and what else? The Hero Academia movie. Yeah, until those 5 films came out, like this was on the list. Beautiful film. It's like rated for kids, and it's so good. The animation is beautiful to watch. It's an engrossing story of a little girl on a journey in like the spirit realm, try to save her family. Encounters all these strange people, spirits and shit. Very good. Highly recommend it. I love rewatching it by myself on occasion. It's very nice. Like when I was going through my games list and the shows and the movies, I'm loving it because I'm getting cravings to watch them again because I think they're so good. So I'm playing the games. Princess Mononoke. I found this art here and I'm like, damn, that's beautiful. So Princess Mononoke is about it's about a dude who gets cursed by a rogue spirit, and then he goes to find out like why it was like so pissed off, and he finds out like spirits from this area are being corrupted and driven mad, and the nature is dying due to human greed. And he kind of meets a girl that lives in nature and hates humans, and together they fight both the spirits and the humans in a way, and end up saving nature. And humanity kind of like passes on its greed for the time being. And it's like a lesson well learned for everyone. But it's got great combat, beautiful animation. Yeah. And the dude, when he's like, because of the curse he's under, his right arm is like freakishly strong. It's like 10 to 20 times stronger than a normal person's arm. And so the dude, his arm, again, it's just anime logic. He's not jacked, but it just is so fucking dense and with muscle mass for some reason that he can just do insane things and quicker. Like he just catches an arrow and then he shoots it back and it just lops a dude's head off and just goes right through people's arms and shit. Just dismembers them with a small arrow. It's crazy. So, regular arrow. A Silent Voice. Wow. This is sad. Oh my god, this is sad. So A Silent Voice is, I don't even want to say it's a rom-com, it's a rom-drama about a girl who's just a transfer student, and she's deaf. She's like, super, super deaf. Not 100%, but pretty basically deaf. Guy just picks on her. It's one of those childish things where he doesn't realize he kind of likes her at first, but he's just teasing her, just being a bully, an honest bully, like 100%. And she goes through hard times, and then as they kind of like split up, and then later on, he kind of just feels suicidal, because he's like, man, I've just grown up to be a huge jerk. And he kind of just takes a new outlook on life and tries to make amends with some people, and starting with her, because he's like, man, I really picked on her and like gave her a terrible time growing up. What kind of human being am I? You know what? I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna pay it forward. I'm gonna do better. And he learns sign language, and they end up becoming a romantic interest couple, but it deals with suicide and other points in time, and it gets so fucking sad, man. It gets so sad. They do a really good job of this movie of making you fall into love with these two characters and how well they're written. Like, I'm gonna be frank, she comes off as an unserious, overtly nice, ignorant girl because she's deaf and she can't talk well, so she kind of like sounds like Helen Keller. And then the guy, again, he's just so simple, and he's just giving her honest kindness, which she just hasn't actually had before. And he's not like trying to get in her pants or anything. He's just being a good human being, and it kind of leads to them liking each other. And it's just so sweet to watch. It's so fucking good. And again, it's a movie where one of the two main characters has a major disability, and it's not like ridiculous anime. It's like, oh, I'm crippled, but I can fly. No, it's a good, realistic movie. Nothing fantasy about it. I highly recommend A Silent Voice. You'll cry and you'll love it. Wolf Children. This is great. I love Wolf Children. So, except this guy. And so, girl meets guy. Guy becomes werewolf. She likes that. They bone. They have kids. They are wolf kids. But while they're babies, basically still, I love it. I can't get over this. He like is a wolf, and spoiler, just like it goes through garbage or some shit and like accidentally drowns as a wolf. It just doesn't turn into a werewolf or a man, or something stupid like that, and so he's dead. So she has to raise these kids, and like they get sick, and she's like, well, do I bring him to a vet? Do I bring him to a hospital? What the hell do I do? It's like bad. They eat something that's okay for people but terrible for animals, and it's like, well, are they dying? I don't know what to do. And it has a fun meme, which I didn't include, where it's like, you can't get anything done hoeing like that. That meme comes from Wolf Children. And then the kids grow up and they deal with their struggles. So they actually become it goes all the way from, preconception to teenagers. So over the course of about 20 years almost, or more maybe, I think. I can't remember the ending, if they do a large time skip, with the kids like coming to terms with the fact that they're, animalistic as well, and they can like transform between, and they like lean more on different sides. It's very interesting and a great simple film. Like, it flows so well, and like I like animalistic characters, anthropomorphic. I think they can be very cute. Like Zootopia, I think, is one of the cutest films ever. When it's that well done. It makes me feel odd at the term of aka furry, but I'm surprised more of those people in those communities don't talk about this. I'm not privy because I'm not in those fucking groups, so maybe they do. Boy, like, this film is so good. It's adorable. Me. Little werewolf temper tantrum. I want McDonald's. Final Fantasy 7 Advent Children. So Advent Children, I showed this to a friend and he didn't like it because he thought the animation was bad. It makes me sad because the time it came out, it was hot, and I still think it's better than, like, I would rather watch this than play fucking FF7 than like half the fucking FF games. The story is very quick. It's odd if you don't know some of the characters and basic stuff. Most of it doesn't even fucking matter. You can just enjoy the fights. Honestly, yeah. Like, I don't think the story for Advent Children is great. It's so rushed, and there's so little explanation for everything besides the core point of its own story. And it feels also sketch. It's so quick, but damn, it's so fucking good. And it comes with the thing where it's like, oh, Sephiroth, I will never be a memory. And then it gets used in Kingdom Hearts. It gets used in later on with the Genesis thing. It gets used with fucking Super Smash. It came from this. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was actually in the core game. So I think it came from Advent Children. And I kind of like the Kadaj siblings. Kadaj and his two siblings. Their weapons and fight style are pretty cool. Except for Kadaj. He's just quick. Dragon Ball Z Brawly. So I don't remember the name of this film. I think it might just be Dragon Ball Z: The Legendary Super Saiyan. Because there's a total of 3 Brawly movies in Dragon Ball Z. Not talking about the Super one, but this is from Super. I am well aware. This movie was so good. So the Brawly movie 2 and Brawly movie 3, bad. Don't watch them. Brawly movie 2 has like some okay fight moments. It's mostly bad. So it's like Resurrection Brawly, then like Bio Brawly. Brawly in his natural form has like 10 seconds of screen time in the entire movie, and it becomes a goop monster. Resurrection Brawly or whatever, or Brawly's Return, whatever the hell it's called. I don't know. It has an okay thing. It's kind of like a mix between like Bardock and the end of the Cell fight, and it has extra characters that are just randomly there. I don't know. I don't like it. It's very odd. Videl gets the crap beat out of her, and Gohan is a cool combo move. But yeah, overall, just the first Brawly movie, he just dunks on everyone. Because the next one, it's Goku and Vegeta versus Brawly, then Frieza jumps in, and then they fuse. In this first movie, it's Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Gohan, Future Trunks, and I think that's it. Master Roshi and Oolong and Krillin are there, but they're not helping, I think. Yeah, and they all get just stomped. Like, Goku barely wins. It is so fun to just watch him ragdoll everyone. And again, the dude just gets massive, and like, do we not talk about his like oval nipples? Like, where are these? His like pillowcase body pecs. Like, dude, his head is so much smaller than one of his pecs. This dude is just so large. He gets more and more absurd to the level that he makes Tien's shoulders, for people that know the joke about Tien's shoulders and how like out of proportion they got drawn eventually. He makes that like look ridiculous. Dragon Ball Super doesn't even look as the freaking Ultimate Fight arena bullcrap arc. That female Brawly doesn't even look as ridiculous as this guy, I feel like, at different points. He's just so massive. And the Super movie is honestly really good. This one is good. I don't think it's better than this. This had a far more bigger impact on me. But this was well done. I think it was very well done. Dantes Inferno. This was weird that it made it on the list. This is probably the weakest one that made it on the list. But I think this might be the best like animated religious movie. And I don't know if it's made by the same people that did the Dead Space movie, but the Dead Space movie didn't make it on the list. You know, I love it. I think I like this movie overall better, and I've watched it a couple times at least, technically. But this could maybe be off my list for like some random Disney movie like Pocahontas. I just felt bad because I felt like for a book it was really well done for the show. Even though the animation fight is insane, along with the game. The game is even more crazy. Actually, no, I think it's more tame than this, honestly. This, like, it feels so off from the book at sometimes, but it feels so good, and I just love the change-up near the end of the story, the forgiveness, all these different things that come into play. It's so good. It feels like what a Warhammer Grey Knight story should be. Like, Kaldor Drago, this feels like what he should be. Boy, he just has too much plot armor. Like, it doesn't feel like he has to try. This was great. But this is probably the weakest one on this list. I could see this being taken up by Pocahontas, maybe. Or Hercules. Or Mulan. Yeah, those are all strong contenders. Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back, aka the first movie, and then Pokemon the movie is the second movie. So Pokemon Strikes Back, here's the original movie and then the remake. Yeah, this is stupid. I don't know if it did well, but I think it's dumb. This is far superior. Um, Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back was very good, and hell, it could be where humanity's kind of headed in the future. I love the ending where the Pokemon, spoiler, like revive Ash because he's basically dead, and their tears of sorrow kind of combine their life energy to like revive him. I think it's beautiful. It's got an opening fight, and it's got a mini movie that I'm going to include because it's part of it. It gets included with it. It has like a short movie that I've been keep forgetting to watch it, and it's bloody cool too. That little Pokemon Island, like resort, is super dope. Um, yeah, and even though it's not related, it's like included with it. I feel like it should go along. Uh, this is a great moment when Pikachu turns out he could talk the entire time. That is stupid. Furthermore, lack of brain power or demented thought, I will say and argue that that was retarded. I don't care. That was a stupid marketing move. It was so bad. This, great. Wonderful storytelling. And if you think that language is too strong, it's like defending the final season of Game of Thrones. You need to be honest with people. Pokemon the movie. I love the Lugia soundtrack. So something I might do eventually is I might take these lists and I'll redo them again in the future. Maybe with changes, but probably not. If I know no significant changes for most of these lists, but I might touch them up with better animation, with actual animations and sound clips. But yeah, Pokemon the movie was so bloody good. It had the legendary birds. It had Lugia. I don't think it might have showed Ho in the beginning, but yeah. And this is a new part of the Silver Gold games. The Lugia theme I think is amazing, especially if you look up like a remix for it. It's super awesome. The oh, I want to say I keep thinking of the wrong word. I know it's the wrong word. It's this type of freaking flu. I have one. Where is it? Are you in here? No. God damn it. Anyway, that's gonna bug the crap out of me. Ocarina. Yeah, the Ocarina is great. The Prophecy is super cool. Most of the other Pokemon movies after this, I could not get into. I liked number 3, but I feel like this might be better than 1. I'm not sure. But I loved this, and it felt like the Prophecy thing was good. All the god shit later on. Celebi, along with Arceus, and all that crap. I feel like it's crap. This was good. This was well done. And the dude with the flying balls capturing the legendary Pokemon like it was nothing. Also super crazy. Like, I feel like a lot of stuff was toned down for the villains. Like, their tech got weaker. Zootopia. Beautiful film. I love it. Hands down my favorite film. Disney. Love the memes as well. The fact that it's like they have like millions and millions of body hairs on their body, like they took that level of effort to make sure it was well done, and I feel like it shows. It's very well reflected. The characters are great. I'm very much looking forward to the second one. I hope they don't fucking goof it. Oh, I took something that made millions and I fucked it up. I'm gonna keep the same people employed and not do anything to fix the problem because it's a people problem. Yeah, like, I don't want this to go the way Frozen 2 did. And I think they realize that, but the people who make decisions or have authority, I don't know if they're actually going to, like, take their head out of their ass. Because if they're just now spelling the shit on their lip, like, I don't trust their level of intelligence when it comes to, like, operating this from a management position. Yeah. Anyway, beautiful film. The one thing I always think is odd is the mobster like scene. But I don't know. I can't hype this film up enough. It's great. It makes me sad. I ironically played it while I was hanging out with one friend who was being a dick to kind of prove to her that she's being a fucking dick. Or I should say, like, you know, a bitch. But yeah, it's a great film. Gets you in the feels. It's funny. And there's some great side stories that people have written for it. It's one of the few things I've actually read fan fiction for, and I thought, hey, this isn't terrible. But most of them are, but there were some good ones. I really want Zootopia 2 to be good. Sing. The first one, not the second, for the love of God, not the second. The first one was great. Bring back the mouse! Bring back the mouse! I don't remember, I think, like, he wanted more pay or something, or, like, it's alluded to that he gets eaten at the end, but nothing's explained. Like, we don't actually know what happens to him. I don't think it's even mentioned in the second. They just ignore him. He just drove out to the sunset and ditched them or something. I don't know. It's just never talked about. Not even a word. That's what bothered me. They don't even acknowledge it. As far as I'm aware. Mike the mouse. So small. First film was wonderful, hilarious. I feel like they tried to do the same thing for the second film, but it did not play out. Yeah, I don't care about the Bono lion. I don't care about the wolf, I don't know, rich guy and his daughter that he doesn't pay attention to, but he's just trying to give her money because, what's it, you can buy people's happiness mindset. I love all of these characters' stories. They're so good. They're all different and they're wonderful. Especially Gunther. He's just there. He's just chilling. Like, overcoming hardship. Overcoming hardship. Overcoming hardship. Overcoming hardship. Overcoming hardship. No, he's just happy to be there. Overcoming hardship. Overcoming kind of hardship. Just be kind of let her do her thing. Yeah. Wally, this is the future of humanity. Wally, beautiful film. Love the ending. Pizza plants. Wally! Eva! Very cute, hilarious. Oh, I want to watch all days. Fuck! But yeah, Wally, beautiful film by Pixar. It was like their last original pitch at their big meeting for a while back when they were going over a bunch of films. It was just something they talked about for not even very much time. And then eventually just they revisited it and they're like, yeah, let me explore that further. And, they came up with Wall-E and, wonderful film. Wonderful film. Beautiful. I'm going to keep using the same words for a lot of these because I feel like it applies. I don't know why I just thought of the space pirate guy who's like based off of Blackjack or vice versa. But that was also a pretty good story. On a side note, yeah, Wall-E, great. Really could just be talking about. You could just take this and apply a lot of stuff that you see about humanity into the real world, 100%. Especially with modern countries, may not see this often. It's like how we distance ourselves from the sweatshops, from the labor workers who make cocoa beans for chocolate, or make clothes, different fabrics, or make computer chips for pennies on the dollar for what they're being paid. Just basically slave wages for all these countries. It's insanity, and they have slums like this. There's like 2 photos I remember that really stand up to me, which is the Olympics, I think when it was last held in China, and like you could see the Olympic Stadium from the slums, and they are just super run down. And I think a new Amazon building in Mexico, and all the buildings nearby are just utter slums. And then you have this magnificent building right there, and it just really shows society on how insane it is. Lion King. I think this is a cool look, even though the movie was hot garbo. I will stand by that. Some of the characters have drawn well. I love Scar as well, but they bastardized the songs, and I don't like a lot of stuff they did. I love Sexy Nala. This is like my main Discord thing. It's Doomy Eyes. It's the Doomy Eyes, like, hey, let's bone, let's fuck. This I always thought was funny as a side note, because if you get the full image, it literally is like a woman like bending over. You see it, there's her underwear, there's her butt, there's her legs. Yeah, someone drew that, and I'm like, no, I can't unsee it. The face is booty cheeks, and underwear, bikini. The circle of life. how it moves us all. Such a wonderful song. Movie has non-stop hits. Like, every song in that movie is fucking good. And it has a legendary trailer. Kind of unseen for when it was originally released in, like, I don't even know, 92 or whatever the hell. I don't know, 97, 98. But they released... No, it couldn't have been 92, because I think I saw it in theaters. Maybe. I don't recall. But, it was life age ago. It's the first 5 minutes of the movie. Which the first 5 minutes of the movie basically ends on this scene. It's the entire opening and it ends here, basically. It's so good. You hear the entire beginning of the Circle of Life song. And no other movies do that. They all do prime cuts of content to get people hooked into the movie. It's the trailer pitch, which I call it the pilot hook as well, which is a term, which is the pilot is so amazing and you get to the pilot after the trailer pitch to get people in, and then the movie can be, or show can be meh after that. Toy Story. I used to have both of these and some of the other characters as a kid growing up. Wonderful. I don't know. I know they both got broken, so they weren't in condition anymore. Boy, and I know this is actually from Toy Story 3 or 4. I think 4 or some shit. I don't remember how many Toy Stories there are. The first movie is wonderful. I love the idea of the little people coming alive, your toys and stuff, and you're not watching. There's adult jokes to be made there about, like, body pillows, doll people, men and women, Warhammer 40k miniatures. But there's a joke that it's like, oh, just because it could be an evil-looking person, it could be nice, it could be chill. They just, it could be like the rock guy from Marvel, just big rock guy, and, just talk like this. How's it going? I'm a demon. This is my bone sword. It's ripped from the spine of my enemies. I love to play checkers. Let's go play some checkers. Hi, my name is Steve. Nice to meet you. Yes, this is the my entrails hanging out here, but they are not leaking. They seem to be still, so I don't foresee it being an issue. Like, I love that idea. It's such a cool concept, and the the Gorgonauts. The movie with the army guys, Small Soldiers. Yeah, Small Soldiers. I felt like totally ripped off this, even though they had a chip and stuff. It's like, what if they were just always alive? Like, I think the concept is so cool, and especially when they break reality, where they like interact with Sid on purpose. Like, why do they just know it's a rule that you don't interact? Like, this shit is so weird. Yeah, I don't know, I love it. And then also the store with like all the Buzz Lightyears. Like, do they, in the second movie, do they just stop remembering that there's a million of them? And they all just think they're like this original Buzz, or what? So many questions. Aladdin? I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, when was the last time you let your heart decide? Oh, I love singing that. Hell, wow. I always forget this name. I gotta look this up. Robin Williams, Genie, and, Gilbert Godfrey Iago. What a pair matchup. Fun fact, starts off poor and brown, end of the movie becomes whiter and paler and proceeds to have nipples. Yeah. What the hell is with that, Disney? Also, like, Peter Jafar much? Yeah. So, the movie, though, is brilliant. Who hasn't heard of Aladdin, Lion King, all these other films? I love rewatching this. Do you trust me? Do you trust me? I've used that with strangers, and I think almost every time they say yes. Not always. Boy, I love using that line. It's just, a human being. It's like, oh, I'm going to here, I want to help you. I want to show you something. And it could sound sketch, but it's like, are you willing to take that leap of faith to explore a whole new world, possibly, or see, or different shit. I don't know. Movie's classic. It's on here for good reason. Hotel Transylvania. Mavis is such a cutie pie. I love her to death. So good. And I love the little romance they have in the second movie with Wendy. I don't like the third movie on the boat, and I don't like Transformania. I think they're both bad. They have their moments, more so the boat one, but I think the first and second movie are both brilliant. More so the first movie. The TV show was bad. I think Mavis is just super cute. Like, look at this silly vampire. I don't know. Movie's just too good. This is from the second movie, but yeah, it's just such a good two films. I don't even want to say series because, again, the show is bad and the other two movies I think are bad. But yeah, I recommend it. Again, good film with kids, or if you're just bored, you want to check something out, get some laughs. It's definitely a rom-com, especially the first movie. The second movie isn't. They have a lot of good comedy in the first one. Beauty and the Beast, tale as old as time. Oh God. Beauty and the Beast. Damn it, I can't remember all the lyrics. No, it's gonna bug me. Not as much as the Ocarina bugged me. Yeah. Fuck the live action. Fuck all the drama with the live action. I don't care. It's like trying to make characters what they're not from the original stories and change. It's with the whole like whitewashing, woke industry inclusion stuff. I have no issue for inclusion and representation, and I am fully for it in ways that make sense or organic and not necessarily a change to pre-existing content that is relevant to the story. You can just have background and extra stuff if it's not supposed to be there. I don't want the warlord of an African tribe in 500 AD to be like a white guy who's gay and transitioning. No, don't do that. That's stupid. And then I don't want the whole Emma with the corset. Like, she didn't have to wear it, but again, it's good portrayal of the character, and you will be okay, honey. Like, get over it. Like, no shit, it's hard. No shit, it could be dangerous. It can be modified. If you can get a different size. It's not going to be a huge reduction anyway. And if you need someone to go for a smaller thing than what she could be achieved without danger, then get a different actor. Don't get our actress. Don't get someone with a body size that's bigger than what you're trying to aim for. Like, they were getting that actress for Emma Watson for the name. She was the name to sell. Lilo and Stitch. Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride is like played to death. It's in the TV show. It's in the other Lilo and Stitch movies or TV shows. It is such a good song, but like that's all they have. I love what Lilo means in Hawaiian. I forget, it's actually a Hawaiian name for Hawaiian. But also, fun fact, Kamehameha was a Hawaiian king. And the dude there was so impressed with his culture and good times, who did Dragon Ball Z, that he named his signature attack after his wonderful experience he had in Hawaii. Yeah. I was in Guam. Fuck Guam. And Hawaii's cool, but it's also got the most homelessness in the United States. Fun fact. But, beautiful film. Apparently, Zootopia is big in China, and Stitch is huge in Japan. I was not aware of this. For, like, the Disneyland parks. Yeah. Also, like, Lilo don't play no fucking games. She don't fuck around. And, honestly, while I love Stitch, he's not my favorite experiment. My favorite experiment is the sandwich guy. Hands down, sandwich guy. Nightmare Before Christmas. This is Halloween, pumpkins scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween. Everybody knows. Oh, it's such a beautiful film. I feel like attempts have been done to kind of recreate how well this was for other films, but no one's gotten this close. No one's, or better yet, no one's exceeded this film for how good it was. It just shocks me that Disney hasn't tried to bastardize it with a live action. Or even though I love anime, it doesn't mean this should be animated, like, as a anime film. I'm gonna get to that in a second, but yeah. Really good. Love Nightmare Before Christmas. And it's great because it's a holiday movie. You can watch it 2 different holiday times, but it's basically all fall and winter. Oh, I'm thinking of TV show. Yeah. Because when I talk to one TV shows, one of the ones I think will be on the list is Ruby. And Ruby just got an animated thing, which I haven't checked out yet. I've heard mixed things. It's so hot. Let me get my dog, some more water. Myself something to drink. I've been talking for a hot minute. And then Shrek. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb. Oh, it's so good. Well, good times coming and they don't stop coming. Yeah, the first Shrek film, fan-fucking-tastic. 2 was amazing as well. I will stand by 1 and 2. And the other films are great, but good to great. But the first 2 films, especially the first one, fantastic. I think there was a funny joke that, like, this got put into, like, the, like, Hall of Records, the famous, like, of all-time best movies in the U.S., and some other, like, great films didn't make it. So it's like, yes, I have succeeded in the Shrek. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. A face only a mother could love. It's like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. It's like one of these, like, films, or I remember it's something big. It is not in there, but Shrek is. It's so ridiculous. Yeah. So these are my top 20 movies list. I mean, feel free if you have any movies that for animated movies to be on this list. And yes, Nightmare Before Christmas is animated. It's stop motion animation, stop picture animation movie. That is animated. Just like this is Western animation, and this is digital animation, and I mean that, and this is Eastern animation anime movie. So then there's Studio Ghibli going above and beyond with anime. So if you like this list or the content I put on the channel, like, share, and subscribe. Hit me up in comments for anything you want to talk about. I always love good feedback and chill talks. If you like Warhammer, I have a lot of Warhammer information listed below. And again, I have other top 20 lists I either already made or am making. And I'm going to be covering different things. At some point, I'm going to cover, like, poetry and some other literature stuff. I definitely need to revisit my animated shows because I know 1 to 2 changes that I need to make on there. Unfortunately, because I like everything on there right now, but I know some things are gonna leave the list because I can already say what it is. A spoiler: it's gonna be Young Justice and Justice League Unlimited / just JLU. That's definitely going on the list. Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be other things I'm not thinking of, but some things are leaving to make room for at least one, if not both of those. Probably both. Yeah, take care. Have a wonderful day. Stay well, y'all.